Hello and welcome to this short series on CDT and its facets. My name is Dr. Darren Stevens and this talk is about dynamic intelligence. In this video we will be going through the intricacies of dynamic intelligence, how the name came about and what it means in context. I'm aware it is sometimes used in childhood development, but we're not children and it means something different here. Dynamic intelligence is the process by which we construct our thinking in the moment in order to determine the path from intention to awareness, then choice, and finally response. The greater our awareness of our intention, the more choices we create in our responses. Thus, the greater our dynamic intelligence. You will know this slide from the Cognitive Intentions video, but how do we get to this understanding of an individual's thinking style? We are going to stay on this slide for a moment as it forms a basis of the ideas of dynamic intelligence. So the question we ask is, can dynamic intelligence be considered an actual intelligence? What did I need to do to logically address this question? Well, first I needed a definition of intelligence. Please pause the video here and read what was found. It was from a conference on intelligence in 1996 by all the main theorists. I then wanted to know who those main players were, as this would inform my research. I found that the main ideas are not universally accepted, including general intelligence, which I had previously thought to be immutable. I then found further evidence that even Gardner's multiple intelligences were not widely accepted, and it dawned on me that all of these ideas were simply constructs, no more or less true than anything I could construct myself. And to go further, Warren, Castle and Hill found that in 2018, 3/4 of psychology textbooks give disproportionate coverage to the theories such as Gardner's multiple intelligences, with 80% containing logical fallacies in their discussion of the topic. This led me to the conclusion that there is no basis for their ideas beyond what everyone repeats, and thus if I want to create a new intelligence, I can. I just have to ensure that I have more supporting evidence than they did. And dynamic intelligence, as a label for our levels of self-awareness, was born. And with that last slide in mind, an equation emerges that illustrates just how ridiculous psychology can be sometimes. This function really says that how aware we are of our intention in the moment gives rise to our capacity to respond. The more aware we are, the greater our dynamic intelligence. The less aware, the lower our dynamic intelligence. If you have seen the other videos, you will know that this development onion comes from CDT, and in this context it is simply a visualization of the dynamic intelligence process. By focusing on those cognitive intentions where we are not quite so balanced, we can impact our capacity to choose them in the moment. And this is how it might play out in practice. An individual who can take into account their construction of self in the moment and respond at choice, whilst understanding the ramifications of their decisions ahead of time, is more dynamically intelligent. The greater the distance from the construction to the now, the greater the dynamic intelligence. An individual who has a retrospective DI is less aware in the moment, but the more DI they're thinking, the more capable they are of retrospectively evaluating their thinking and behaving. The closer to now that they can do this, then their DI increases. In order to grow our dynamic intelligence then, beyond the contextual cognitive intentions, we could consider the bullet points here. Please pause the video and read them. The main takeaways are that what we don't do is as important as what we do. Not choosing external as we construct our thinking is as important as choosing internal. And from an awareness perspective, our dynamic intelligence is high if we know what we are capable of choosing and not choosing in the moment. The higher up the DI scale we go, the more capable we become of constructing our environment. So when Korzybski said that the map is not the territory, he was correct for anyone with low dynamic intelligence. And the reason DI works so well to describe the stages of complexity in adult thinking is that the central premise is about how many dots you can join as you think about a problem in the moment. At the lower end of the DI scale, there are fewer dots joined. At the higher end, there are more dots joined, but this is because the person is capable of seeing more dots due to their higher dynamic intelligence. My thinking at 25 years of age was good, but it wasn't as complex as it is today, so we could say that I am far more dynamically intelligent today than I was at 25. And more importantly, this statement is measurable and true using the awareness quotient. Finally, in order to cement this in your thinking, as a viewer of this presentation, this is what a leader would look like with high DI. And all of these would be a choice, not an unconscious habit. The best leaders have high DI because their thinking is a choice. Have a read of the bullet points. Thank you for listening and watching. Do get in touch today if you are interested in learning more about dynamic intelligence, CDT in general, next level coaching, the IAD, and more. Take care.